Hey Etsy sellers! Here's the first of our 5 tips to sell like a pro on Etsy, finding your niche. Let's jump right in. The first topic we're going to cover is how to properly position your product. And when I say position, I mean 2 things. First, how to set it apart from your competitors' products and make it appear desirable and worth purchasing. It's the difference between selling a wooden chair and a hand-carved walnut chair. And second, we're going to tell you how to make sure that your product is positioned in a way that allows potential customers to find it.
There are 5 basic qualities that can help set your product apart from your competitors and make it more appealing to customers who are shopping on the Etsy platform. First, it's giftable. Second, it's unique. Third, it answers your potential customers' questions before they have to reach out to you via Convo. Fourth, it's discoverable. That means the potential customers have a way of finding it exists through what they're typing. And fifth, it lives in a niche where you can actually compete and be successful. Let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper into each of these 5 qualities, because considering each of them can help you reach way more customers.
The first key to positioning your product is to make it giftable whenever possible. A huge percentage of folks combing through listings on Etsy are looking for something they can gift to a friend, spouse, teacher, coworker, or family member. Understanding who might want your product as a gift can make a big difference in how you describe it with keywords, how you tag it, and how you stage your listing photos. Would your mug make a hilarious graduation present? Would your socks be an ideal stocking stuffer? Spend some time thinking about the ways your products could be gifted.
The second key to positioning your product properly is making it unique. People who shop on Etsy are looking for unique products. They're searching for one-of-a-kind gifts or original decor pieces. These are things they can't readily find elsewhere. In other words, what you need to do is highlight what makes your product special, what makes it unique. Be sure to describe and visually present your product in a way that highlights the one-of-a-kind, handmade, and unique qualities that set it apart from something your customer could find elsewhere.
The third key to positioning your product is to answer your customers' questions preemptively, before they have to reach out to you in a message. Most customers do not want to wait on an answer, so they'll just click over to your competitor who has spent time curating an FAQ, frequently asked questions, showing the product from different angles to show size, texture, color accurately, and making their return and refund policies clear.
The fourth key to positioning your product is to make sure that people know it exists and that they're searching for it. Let's say that you're selling sterling silver jewelry. How can you tell how many people are actually searching for that? So let's see here. Let's search for sterling silver jewelry. All right, we're going to type it into the search bar here, sterling silver jewelry. And when it comes up, take a look at that. That's more than 3 million results. Searching in Etsy, in other words, is going to give you some idea of whether a decent number of people are searching for your product. And clearly they are. Sterling silver jewelry is clearly a popular item. But that number, 3 million plus results, is mostly going to tell you how many competitors you have in selling it. Look at all of these. Lots of competitors is a good sign that your product is highly marketable, but it also means that your product might be buried by an oversaturated market. If your product is buried way down here as you're scrolling and scrolling, that's a problem.
The fifth key to positioning your product is finding a product niche where you can actually compete and be successful. The goal is to find a niche with a lot of potential customers, but not very many sellers. This is especially true if you're new to Etsy or you haven't had a lot of success yet, because jumping into highly saturated, highly competitive niche isn't a recipe for success, especially if you're just starting out. But how do you identify a good niche?
In order to know if you have a great niche, you need to know how many people are actually searching for a product each month, not just how many results Etsy shows when you type in a search term. You'll have the most success if you use a tool like Marmalade or eRank. These tools will give you data on actual searches and customer engagement. And just a quick disclaimer, we don't work for Marmalade or eRank. These are just tools that we use and love. A quick caveat that they aren't free tools, but the value they offer is completely worth the cost. Marmalade is about $19 per month, and eRank has a $6 version that will serve a lot of Etsy shops really well. Marmalade's data is a little bit easier to sort through, hence the higher price tag, but eRank is very affordable and a great choice for newbies. So let's go ahead and walk through an example of what this might look like in your Etsy shop. We're going to type in sterling silver jewelry again over here on eRank, and it's going to pop in here and think, all right. So when we look at our results here, take a look. That's 643 people searching for sterling silver jewelry each month. But even more important, take a look over here at the CTR. See that right there? That means that that's the click-through rate. So that's a percentage that tells you how often each search turns into a potential customer that's actually clicking on and then hopefully buying the product. The CTR for sterling silver jewelry is 55%, which is pretty darn good. If the searches in the CTR for a keyword are high, that's a really good start. And you might think, okay, great, but we're going to take a look at one more number here, and that's going to be the actual kicker. There are also 50,000 competing listings. We know from our previous search that it's more than 3 million on Etsy, but eRank uses 50K as a saturation point for any wildly competitive search phrase. Basically, it's going to be a lot of work for you to climb through the search results when you have that much competition.
Now, that doesn't mean you have to abandon your beautiful sterling silver jewelry or that keyword, but it's probably a good indication of why you may not see or have seen much success using that keyword. You need to hone in on a space where you can compete. Maybe let's try a different keyword. What about the keyword engraved silver earrings? It's thinking, here we go. And there are 39 people searching for that each month. It's definitely not as many as sterling silver jewelry, and the click-through rate is unknown down here. But look, there are only 6,000 other sellers competing with you for that term when you search on Etsy. That is so much better odds of success than competing with 50 or 100,000 or a million other sellers.
The very best keywords are going to have high or moderate searches, high click-through rates with low to moderate competition. That means a lot of people are looking for the product using those keywords, but not too many sellers are positioning their product that way. I'd encourage you to spend some time honing in on the keywords that have moderate searches with minimal competition. Anything under around 10,000 competitors is going to be a pretty good benchmark for you to rise through the results more quickly. When I first started selling on Etsy, I was selling these amazing retro designs from women's history, and nobody was finding my stuff. It was giftable, check on that. It was unique, another check. I was answering my customers' questions, third check, and that's where things really fell apart. People didn't know how to search for my products, or at least not very many people. A big part of my success came from using Marmalade, Etsy Ranker, and Genie's keyword wizardry and research to figure out what my customers were actually looking for. And as it turns out, nobody was looking for women's history t-shirts, but they were looking for feminist t-shirts, and they were looking for feminist art. Happy selling, and thanks so much for joining us today.